Experience. It's an all-white rooftop, elegant event, a network party, if you will. May 4th, DC Cambria Riverfront Hotel. Make sure you're there because you missed out. Look at the screen. July 1st, 2023 was an amazing event. Make sure you're there May 4th. Make sure you go get your early bird tickets now while they last at www.theforteexperience.com. I say again, www.theforteexperience.com. You don't want to miss out. See you there.
Yo, welcome to the Forte podcast. I am your co-host, Dominic Epps.
And I'm your co-host, Randall Monfiston.
And we are here to dive into your lane of greatness to discover what comes easy for you that may not be easy for all others.
Everyone's a genius from the 9 to 5 employee, also to the Fortune 500 billionaire. We're here to highlight those attributes through dialogue and interviews with amazing guests.
And listen, we're going to keep it moving and we keep it bringing fire. So, what's your forte?
What's your forte?
You know what, bro? I just thought about this, right? Because we do have people that's watching. I see that we're growing social media. So thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for your follows and your shares and your comments. But here's what we need y'all to do. Like right now, if you're watching us live right now, we need you to put into the chat, what is your forte? Like, let us know what your forte is. What is it that you actually do? Have we done that yet, bro? Have we done that?
No, I don't think we did a comment drop in that way. Yeah. I think that's
Yeah. So for those of you watching, go ahead and put your forte in the chat. So let's that's what we do.
Or what forte do you want to see on the Forte podcast?
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it. So listen, man, how was your day, bro?
It was good. It was good. Actually, I kind of pivoted, man. And actually, this is something I probably could create a podcast episode around this. But
Okay.
when you get into that 5 to 9 fatigue, I know we talk about me being a 9 to 5 working and then doing a 5 to 9. So I kind of switched it. Fortunately for me, I have a little bit of flexibility with my job. So I did 6 to 2. Went in work at 6. So I could be able to leave work. And it's kind of like a mental shift. It's still daylight outside. So I still have the day in front of me to do another 3-4 hours worth of work. So it's kind of what I did today. Because I've been struggling. I'm not gonna lie, the past couple of weeks to tap into that 5 to 9, but get that shift in the time schedule a little bit definitely helps.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. For me, man, it was attended the hold on, let me say it right. Gwinnett East Chamber of Commerce meeting today. So we had a packed room, man. So it was real good being able to network with business owners in different industries, right? And so today they had everyone to do an elevator pitch. So we had to go around, 30-second, do an elevator pitch for 30 seconds, right? And so it was pretty dope, man. Just meeting some great business owners, different people from home health care to insurance, taxes, CPA, marketing, promotions. It was one guy that does. He did Eric Thomas' website, David Shan's website. So it was a real good environment to be in today, man. It was pretty dope.
That's what's up. Hey, did you come with that Raul energy for the elevator speech?
Come on, man. Always. Look. I this is what I did though, bro. I had to do it right. You know what I mean? Because everybody was standing up, doing what they do, right? So when you say elevator pitch, I had to go, thing, what floor, man? All right, cool. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then I had to give everybody the business cards, so I'm passing out cards. So it was real good, man. But in whatever room I'm in, I'm bringing energy, regardless. I'm bringing our energy. But I don't know if I got Raul's, if I don't have him beat yet. I'm not there yet. So I'm gonna give him that because he owned that. But one lady did do a mic drop though. One lady did a mic drop. Yeah, she did a mic drop. It was pretty dope, man. But listen, man, I'm excited about today's guest, bro. I'm extremely excited about today's guest. And for so many reasons. This one here, bro, is gonna take us back. It's gonna take us back some years because some of the stories we're gonna talk about, it's gonna have you be like, oh, I remember that. See, right now you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's gonna bring you back to when we first connected as well, right? So
Got you.
I'm so excited, man, to really call today's guest my brother. He's not just a guest, this is family, right? And for now that we're both in the same location, like that's even crazy. Like that's but anyway, we're gonna go to a commercial break. And we want to give all of you that's watching an opportunity to go get your tickets for the Forte experience. I'm going to say it again. We're going to give you an opportunity to go get your tickets for the Forte experience by visiting www.theforteexperience.com. I'm going to play the video. Okay. Randall's going to give you a quick voiceover, and we're going to come back with today's guest. That's how we're going to do it, bro. Is that cool?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
it.
Again, Road to Capital presents the Forte Experience. It's a network and a party. So come network, bring your business card, bring your QR code, bring your open mind to be able to share knowledge with others and then as well receive knowledge from others. This is not like any normal networking event you've been to. It's a network and party. We're throwing all white to make it just a little bit more elegant. So this way you could be able to experience a night like no other. Make sure you get your tickets while early bird tickets last at www.theforteexperience.com. Come on, y'all. See you there. May 4th, DC, Cambria Riverfront Hotel, 7:11 p.m. Come join us.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So we're back. Welcome to the Forte podcast. And listen, it brings me great pleasure. Yeah. Let's go, okay, man. Let's go. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, man. Listen, I get to present to some and introduce to others my brother, my homie, my accountability partner, my hey, you name it. That's what we do. The one and only Moses Davis. Y'all make some noise, man. Make some noise. He's here.
That's cool, man. Checks in the mail, brother.
Hey, bro, I'm glad you're here, man. So here's what's interesting. I'm gonna start it off like this. When people ask me the question, "Who is your favorite rapper?" Right, and I know he's not gonna talk too much about this, but people are like, "Who's your favorite rapper?" I will tell you hands down that this brother is my favorite rapper of all time. Mic drop. Moses Davis.
This ain't no. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
This ain't like when Diddy was trying to make the band and Dallon was like, my 5 greatest rappers is Dallon. This is greatest rapper. This okay.
All right. It's deeper than that. But
I would hope not.
Absolutely not. But listen, bro, I'm glad you're here, man. Tell everybody who you are. Let's talk about your Forte. And then we'll go ahead and ask you some questions to get this thing really going. So welcome to the show.
Cool. Oh yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. Moses Davis, born and raised Chicago, Illinois. Currently located in Georgia. Yeah, man, it's been a long journey. I'm currently the Southeast promotions manager for Columbia Records, which consists of me bringing awareness to new acts on the label, older acts, and heightening the careers of superstars. It's a great privilege to be able to do something that you love. It's always essentially been my dream to be a part of the music business in any capacity. As Dominique mentioned, I did start out really rapping and being true to the hip hop realm, and I think that just catapulted me to want to be in the business and learn about the business. And I really started from the bottom to being an executive, and it's been quite a journey. Had the ability to travel, been to places like Australia, New Zealand, Guam, a host of countries. I had the privilege of going to 38 out of these 50 great states, and it's just been great to spend the better half of my life doing what I love. I just really like to be hands-on with, bringing new music to the masses, helping people understand the business from the from the capacity that I know,
Yep.
and really, I feel like it's a gift to be able to give back to others and enlighten them correctly
Right.
on the business.
Right.
I had a lot of mentors on my journey that have allowed me to sit in this seat, and it's been great. So, I mean, I can't ask for. I'm truly blessed. I have a family, have a great career, and life is good, man. Just having the opportunity to do what I do on a daily basis,
Yeah.
uh, it's really
So
it's
so
like
let me pause
living
you.
a dream. So
Let me pause you. So I want to get to the Moses Davis of South Side of Chicago, right? Because you said
mhm.
Chicago, but I want people to know you from the South Side, right?
Yeah.
So how was life like growing up in the South Side of Chicago?
So I grew up pretty much in the '90s, and it was a real, true life experience. I mean, you got a little bit of love. There was some things that you'll never forget that you're exposed to because on the South Side there are things that kids may see every day that some adults haven't even experienced. From being in an environment where crack was rampant, drug dealings, and people losing their lives on a consistent basis. Hearing the sound of sirens and gunshots and just despair, and being able to navigate through that. I would like to give a lot of props to my mom and my father and my support system for helping me navigate through that, because you got gangs, you have a lot of things that can influence you to move in the wrong direction. And I think just having a strong family presence, it really helped me a great deal, because a lot of things that I was exposed to, one of the main reasons I really didn't dibble and dabble in it was I just didn't want to embarrass myself first, but I most importantly didn't want to embarrass my family, because although we were in an environment of disparities and somewhat, not somewhat, but a lack of resources, I believe that the love and the guidance helped propel me to be in this position today. So I truly couldn't do it without those around me. But you see a great things, you see a great deal of things that you'll never forget.
Mm.
Like when I was in fifth grade, uh, my friends and I were being shot at. So it wasn't like we was in the crossfire. They was shooting at us. You know what I mean? And so you think
Fifth
about
grade.
sixth grade, you really,
You talking
yeah,
like
sixth grade.
man, you
Yeah.
talking
So
11, 12 years old.
yeah. So things like that, and you still have to keep going. It's like that's just an occurrence. That's not one of those you could go cry about it too long. You still have to keep going. These things happen all the time. That may have been the first time something happened like that, but it wasn't the last. As you get older, I've lost a great deal of friends to the streets, um, a lot of them to the penitentiary, who, were just in pursuit of a better life. When you think about it, I think that people get a bad rap for some of the decisions that they make, but I don't think that they have been in those shoes.
Mm.
To
Yeah.
where sometimes you didn't have a choice. Well, you always have a choice, but I think some people don't feel as if they have
Right.
much of a choice. Some
Right.
things, when you going home and the refrigerator is bare. I've had friends who didn't want to go home just because of what was at home. Their home life was worse than going to school, so they just try to stay at school long. You
Mm.
had mothers who were drug addicts, or you had mothers who was working all the time. It wasn't always the presence of fathers like that. The few of us that did have the privilege of having fathers, I could definitely say that helped a great deal with maintaining focus, maintaining your emotions. But there were others who may not have been so lucky. They had to find their way and navigate through that same environment the best way that they knew how. So, the great thing about the South Side, I don't want to get too hung up on the negatives. There was a lot of positives. The artistry that you encountered. I think those environments breed the best art as well.
Mm.
You have some of the most brilliant minds coming from Chicago as a whole. When you look at music and you look at entertainment, a lot of people that we know and love have come from this place and have made a true impact on whatever realm that they've actually tapped into. Because like I went to Morgan Park High School, but that's the same high school that Mae Jemison went to, who was, to my understanding, the first black woman in space. I might have got that wrong, but I know that she was. It's not a lot of us.
Right.
It's not a lot of us that have had that opportunity. So
Right.
while you do have those peaks and valleys, you still have a great deal of sunshine. And just being able to be a part of it and knowing that I've come from that environment and have survived and continue to thrive, it gives me a badge of honor as well. So I don't just want to lean on the negatives, but
Yeah.
we don't want to forget that those factors do exist.
I love that. What you got for him, bro?
Yo, I didn't even. I think as you were talking, it just dawned on me. In the most trying and struggling times, sometimes to be able to escape your current situation, you have to imagine. So that's where you're able to start creating different things, whether it's poetry, whether it's like, even that's why a lot of people, like when Biggie, Tupac, they went to jail, they have some of their best bars because they had nothing but time to escape their current situation. So I think you highlighted that, and I think it was dope. It just, I don't know why I never thought about that. It's like the creativity comes from the fact that I'm trying to keep my sanity. So I got to think about the sunshine and rainbows elsewhere.
For
So
sure.
with that, do you think was it? Do you think the experiences you had when you was in sixth grade, the experiences that you had with some of the creativity that you kind of well, first, did you start rapping when you was in high school, middle school, or whatever have you, while you in the shop, or after
I
you left the shop?
I I started. I think I wrote my first rap at 8 years old. And that was
Oh
shout
wow.
out to my cousin Joselle. And the whole rap dream. What's funny is going back to the family, right? My rap dream didn't necessarily start from being or seeing a rapper on TV.
Mm.
It all started with my cousin. My cousin Joselle is very pivotal in this whole thing. I wouldn't have even started rapping with him without him, right? So this was after we had the first black mayor, Harold Washington. This was after he passed, and we had another mayor that came in, and my cousin had the opportunity to rap for the mayor, right? And he had this picture that was sitting in his room, and I believe it was on the speaker, and I was just like, bro, I was just so enamored by that. Like, yo, my cousin, like, you got to rap for the mayor. That was like the biggest thing ever to me. Like for me, that's what started it all. I just wanted to rap for the mayor. Like I just wanted to be like my cousin. Like my cousin, man, he had every hip hop tape you could name. He had them in shoe boxes under the bed, and I just sit in his room, and he would just be going through them and teaching me stuff. And just hearing him rap, I just wanted to be like that. I just wanted to have that feeling, man. And I'm like, man, you mean to tell me there's an opportunity that you could rap for the mayor?
Mm.
I wasn't thinking about no LL Cool J. Wasn't no thinking about none of that. I wasn't thinking about none. It was him. It was just seeing him do it, and I was just like, yo, I could do that. And it's just a testament to environment, right? The same way you could be influenced by a cousin to do other things,
Mm.
those same influences can come positively.
Right.
And just seeing him do it, man. He had
Yeah.
the picture, and I would just sit there and look at the picture like, man, it's gonna be me, and I would just be rapping to the picture because, man, he had exhibited such confidence when he would rhyme. You know what I mean? And the feeling it gave me, I'm like, yo, I want to get that feeling to other people too. I just wanted to be like him. And as time went on, I really got more serious about it. And again, the writings were therapy, man. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
get that.
these feelings, like you had these feel. I mean, I could really say that saved my life. That kept me from going too far mentally to a place because I always had a pen and paper for myself.
Mm.
Like no matter what I was feeling, my paper available. Mom had to work. My dad lived at another. He worked as well. He didn't live with me, but they weren't always available for the small talk. And then sometimes I just didn't feel like they would understand me at 7 or 8. Sometimes you could tell your parents things. It's like, well, Moses, get over that. Or they would give you their adult viewpoint, and sometimes it may not always line up. So, like, even me, I have children now. I try to get on their level to try to understand from their viewpoint, because it's easy for you as an adult to kind of watch over things. Because I'll give you an example. At our age now, when you talk to your kids, you quick to tell them, look, I don't care about your friends. I ain't trying to keep up with the fads. I ain't trying. But you remember a time you were. Right. You know, you knew what it was like. Your mother never understood what you would go through if you wore certain shoes at school. She never understood what you would encounter when your pants was flooding. She never understood these things. She was more on the be happy to have some clothes on your back. While you are happy, there is an experience there, right? So I just wrote about those things, how I was feeling. Like I didn't always get the Jordans, you know. I didn't always get the new this. I didn't always get that. And I would write about it. You know, I see myself like this, that's, and the third. You know, it was always a forward thinking, like I could have it. And on this paper, I could be whoever I wanted to be. Now, I never strayed too far as like making a character, but I could just always exhibit. I could be Superman on this paper. You know what I mean? I could be Superman with this pen. I could create the images that I want to see. And just having the love for just having the love for writing.
Yeah.
Just having the love for writing too, and being able to create different things. It was just, it's an unlimited space. And there's one place you can't tell me what to do. You know, I can do what I want to.
Right. So you actually lead me into this next segment, right? You said that's the one place you couldn't tell me what to do. What made you enter into a place where they told you everything to do when you went into the military? Because
I just didn't feel like I didn't want to go to school, man. I didn't want to. I told my dad that I really wasn't interested in school because I had other things on my mind that didn't have anything to do with school, right? And I didn't want to waste nobody's money. And I wasn't trying to go to the military, to be honest. It just so again, family. So it was a strong feeling, man. I know it was the father. I went to my cousin's house, and me and my cousin, that's like my other brother. So I went to his house just how I would do any other time, and there was a recruiter there. He just happened to be there, and I was the most I'm in there like, bro, why are you talking to this clown, man? Like, what is you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, you trying to go to the Marines, bro? Like, what are you doing?
Yo, whose man's is this?
Bro, I'm sitting in there. I'm in the front. I'm listening to him talk. I didn't want to interrupt their meeting or whatever. But I'm sitting in the front, rolling my eyes, like, bro, we got to go out and hoop, bro. We supposed to go hoop. We got better things to do. This guy, man, they trying to send you to this war, and you know, he just had all these things, and then dude started talking to me. Then it was just like, I couldn't dodge him, right? So he had something for everything I would say. So I was like, bro, look, I would like to be in the entertainment business, bro. I can't be in the entertainment business and be a Marine too. Keep flipping pages like, boom, do you know this person? It's a whole actor. Like, bro, he was in the Marines and he flipped to this, and it was this guy, you know, Shaggy. Yeah, it was Shaggy. He was in the Marines. And I'm like, oh, okay. And before you know it, by the time he got through talking to me, I was sold. And the funny thing, my cousin didn't even go to the Marines. I wound up going. I wound up going. And I just was like, I really didn't want to go the college route, but I saw myself doing something that I said I would never do. I found myself being in the neighborhood, riding around aimlessly. My friends was all, and the reality really hit me when my boy went to college. He went to Clark, Atlanta, right? And I was like, how I'm gonna get out of here? Like, I'm not going to school. I just didn't see a way out of Chicago. Like, I just didn't know how I was gonna get out of there. And it just dawned on me, man. He called me from Atlanta, man. And I just felt so like, man, yo, like, how am I gonna get out of here? It was so bad. I was like, bro, just turn the phone around. Let me hear Atlanta. You know, let me hear it. You know, I was like, just let me hear it, man, because I really don't know how I'm gonna get to no Atlanta. I don't have the money for that. I didn't have a paying job that I felt would be efficient or sufficient enough for me to get there. I was living through him, man, and this was like a gateway. Like I'm like, man, if I go to the military, they probably I'm looking to see where they got a little state where they can station me at. I'm like, man, I probably wind up in Georgia somewhere. They got a little base there, and I just didn't feel like I was going anywhere, man. So I was like, I might as well try it. I don't really have no plan. Like, what is my plan? What else I'm gonna do? Just before I know it, I'll probably be caught up in the street doing stuff, just to pass the time. I was rapping, I was doing all that, but that's a process. That's not overnight. You don't want that to be overnight, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was just a discovery, man. And then I wound up going to the military, and it changed my life. I think it was one of the better decisions that I made in my life because it gave me structure. It allowed me to step out of the realm of just being on the South Side, learning how to truly socialize with different people. Because when you're native to a city, that's home. And really trying to step out of it.
Yeah.
And conform somewhere else, it was really difficult. I really went through some troubling times trying to navigate this new environment. But man, I met some people from Virginia. I met people from Oklahoma, people from Florida, people from so many walks of life. And we just all had a common thread that we were just human beings from similar environments, man. And it was very enriching to the soul to know that, hey, it wasn't just me in Chicago going through those things. And it was a tremendous experience that I truly still carry to this day. And I still keep up with a great deal of those people to this day.
So here's what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about his music path and how he got to where he's at right now. Yo, Moses is humble, okay? He don't have no plaques up behind him on the wall, right? You go in his house, he ain't hanging nothing up, so you don't get to see all these platinum plaques and all this stuff he got on the wall, right? You wouldn't even know what the guy does if you met him somewhere. But we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about this journey to how he got from Chicago to Atlanta. And yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned because we'll come in right back to talk about that. So here we go. Stay tuned. Are y'all ready? Because I'm ready to hear more.
May
Forte. The Forte experience. May 4th. Get your tickets right now, everybody. Get your tickets right now. Go to theforteexperience.com. Theforteexperience.com. All white rooftop networking party. Listen, you got to get your tickets. You got to be in the room. Trust me. You're going to be in there with the ballers of all shot callers, and you're going to have the experience of a lifetime. So make sure you go to theforteexperience.com, theforteexperience.com. You funny, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead,
we
bro.
Still working on some things over here, Moses.
Yeah,
what
you got for him, man?
Yeah, so it was like as I was thinking of a question, you was already like within 10-30 seconds, you was already answering it. So Dom already mentioned it. So we talk about you in the military. How long were you in the military? And then at what point, or did you already know while in the military, just hearing the sound? That's pretty dope. Actually, let me take it back. First, I want to hit on, I think you were creating a vision board without you even realize you creating a vision board. You were saying you was writing poetry, you was writing rap, and basically you're creating your alter ego in a sense. Like, this is not who I am right now, but this is who I'm going to be. Right. And I think that's all a vision board is you writing on pen and pad what it is that you want to accomplish. And you were already doing that from what you said, 7 years old. So it was a matter of time before you became who you are today because you were already thinking it. Right. And I think you're the people that are at the higher echelon, for the most part, other than those who've been aired money, they obsess about the thing that they want. And when you obsess about it, you have no choice but to get it because that's all you're thinking about. So I'm curious to see when you join the military again, how long you were in there, and then how did Atlanta come up? We heard how you desired it because of your being on the phone and hearing it. But how did you make that come to fruition?
So I want to budget in real quick, real
Yeah.
quick. Moses, I want you to actually tell the story of how me and you met, because we met while he was in the military, right?
Got
So I think this is going to help get us to this part here. Go ahead, bro. I'll let you tell the story. All right, hold on. I got you. I got to bring your mic up. My bad.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
I happen to Jacksonville Mall, military town, nice little mall that they had, and I just so happened to go there, right? And I saw when people say they rap or anything, I want to hear it like instantly. Like I like, what are you talking about? So I see Dominique. Dominique got this Duke Blue Devils jersey on that he done put his own letters on and say double I on it. I'm like, what is this? Who is this dude? Like I'm looking at him.
Yeah.
And so we crossed paths, and he had him, and there was a young name by the name of Chloe, and then he had some other people with him. And they were talking about, we double I entertainment, you know what I'm saying? I got Chloe Downs, just the hottest girl rapper, boom, 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 boom. Spit some Chloe, and I heard her rap, and she was just really like ferocious. Like the way she rapped, I was just really in tune. And I was like, oh, well, I actually rap, you know? I was like, I rap too. Man, I had a little freestyle that I would always say. He was like, yo, man, that was dope, bro. Like, so we stood in the mall. I talked to him for about a half hour. I never seen this guy a day in my life. So we just stood there and talked. And I just liked his energy. You know, I liked that he was hustling. Like, what did he even do? I'm like, bro, you from Virginia. What you doing in North Carolina? Like, why? Well, yeah, we on the tour. You know, we promoting the mixtape. I'm like, the tour? Like, what? Whatever. So he got CDs, and their thing was to sell CDs in the mall. You know that's illegal, but you can't tell Dominique he didn't care. So they selling CDs in the mall, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And I thought that was pretty dope. And for you know it, we kept in contact. And I think within months, I was in Virginia. Like I'm at his house. I met his grandma, I met his mom, you know, I came to their apartment. Dominique had a whole room with a bunch of posters on the wall and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, this dude really into it like me. I kind of found a kindred spirit. I wasn't looking for one, but that's how we met, man. And then, you know, Dominique is the guy is tenacious about things like me. Like when I think about something, I want it. I have to have it. It's not like I pray about it and I know it's coming, right? I just have that type of belief system. I don't really doubt. Like when I pray about it, I know it's coming. But this guy was on another level as far as like the motivation, like where I wanted to kind of cool out. You know, I'm a laid back type of guy. He like, nah, bro, we got to do this and do this and do this. I'm like, whatever, Dominique. So I came to Virginia. I was just coming to Virginia to see the guy. I wasn't interested in doing nothing else. I'm like, bro, I'm cool. He's like, yo, we about to go to the mall. We're going to, and I think it was in
Military circle.
Was it Newport News? Where is it at? Where was it at?
Norfolk.
It's okay, Norfolk. Yeah. So we went.
Yeah.
We went to the mall, bro. If I knew it, and they're like, bro, we gonna sell these. I'm like, sell CD, bro. I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm just trying to come to the mall. Like, what's up? Before you know it, I was selling CDs. I'm in the mall selling CDs. The first CD, I was kind of nervous because I had never really did nothing like that.
Yeah.
But before you know it, I was getting them off. Like I'm letting them go, right? So the whole time, Dominique, yeah, we got a freestyle. We're gonna do a freestyle cipher
in the food court.
In the food court. I'm like, what? Like, bro, I'm not rapping, bro. As a matter of fact, this my man, Element Scripture. That's the name I was going at the time. This my man, Element Scripture. He gonna rap right now. I'm like, yo, what is this dude doing? So before you know it, it was just like a big crowd start coming around. You know, that's when I realized how Virginia felt about hip hop. You know, you hear about New York, you hear about different places, the West Coast. I never thought Virginia would even be interested. Therefore, I knew it. Everybody was coming. I know, who rap? Who? Let me hear. So I'm like, yo, like, okay. And I was rapping, and then I started running out of written raps. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know what to say. I just freestyle. I just started freestyling. And I just didn't stop. I probably rapped for about 2 straight hours, bro. I promise you. Like,
Real
I
talk.
did not stop.
Real
And they were following me. Like, people was following. Now I'm trying to walk off because the police like, yo, move the crowd. So when we walk, they walk with us.
Yep.
They right behind us. So we walking through the bar. I'm just saying just whatever coming to mind. And they, yo, oh my God. I'm like, okay.
So let me butt in right quick. He's not on this CD though. Let me make that point.
Yeah.
He's not on
this. This is not my CD.
Yeah.
So by me rapping, people start buying the CD. You on him? Like, nah, I ain't on that. Why you ain't on that? I'm just helping my boy out. And I'm helping our girl. So me and Chloe was rapping. But it got to the point I was rapping. Like, she stopped. Like, I just kept going. And people was following us, bro. We had literally about 50 people.
Man.
Follow us through the mall while I'm just going. So I'm all right, I stopped. This guy. All right, man, look. Now we about to go. To the food court. I'm like, we about to go to the food court, bro. I done did enough. This is enough, bro. Like, that's this dude. Come on, man. So we get to the food court, okay? So mind you, as we've been selling CDs for probably like 3-4 hours. Mm-hmm. But we told everybody we going to the food court. So I'm thinking the time that passed, ain't nobody gonna be there.
And I'm like, yo,
it's
your stage.
By the time we walked around there, I promise you, bro, it's about 100 people just standing there waiting on us. I'm like, no way. I'm nervous as all out. I'm like, get out of here, because it was like a food court, movie theater, something was right there. Mm-hmm. This dude get the beatboxing. Yo, we just say for double R. Then he get the beatboxing. I just started going, bro, and I ain't stopped. And people was coming out the theater, the food. It started becoming more people and more people and more. I couldn't stop. See, I have a problem rapping for one person, 2 people. That make me nervous. Yeah. But like 100 people, I started losing. I don't know what it is. I started getting more comfortable. You know, the more people came, I was, and man, that was like, wait, I didn't even know I could do nothing like that,
Yeah, and
but
the thing
again,
his potential, right? Like, he's humble, man. So when somebody's good, they're not really gonna say, "Yo, I'm fire," right? Mm-hmm. But you got to pull it out of them. So that experience, man, it was dope, because we all in there, and we that was my way. Listen, we gonna hustle, and I'm a bring the crowd, and then here's your stage. Do what you gotta do, right? So we had that experience. He goes back to Chicago, and we're still doing what we're doing double I-wise, right? So then I had this idea. Now I had this mixtape. I don't know why, but bro, the mixtape was already recorded, already printed, the whole 9 yards, right? So I say, yo, I'm going on a tour, and I'm going to travel the world, and I'm going to hustle these CDs, right? So now Moses, we locked in. Had Randall, not sure if you remember the group we had in New Jersey. So we got these artists in New Jersey. Moses is in Chicago, and then we got Spook and Five and Ghost and Chloe and everybody in VA, right? So I hit Moses up. I say, bro, I'm coming to Chi-Town, right? Coming to Chi-Town. I'm on a Greyhound bus, book bag full of CDs, right? Got my Walkman. I come to Chi-Town, and this is when I learned that when you go to Chicago, there's a certain way you should wear your hat. This brother didn't tell me, right? He didn't tell me. So I'm from Virginia, right? So, this is when I had some hair or whatever. So I'm like this, right? Had my hat like this, right? And we walk in the mall. Security guard was like, straighten your head up and take it off. I'm like, what? Man, he hit me with the, oh yeah, man, because, vice lords where there's this way and gangster this. I'm like, what? So anyway, we go to Chicago, doing the Taste of Chicago. Millions of people. And you already know I'm ready to let them loose. Let's turn up, right? Millions of people, bro. Millions of people. And bro, he put on one of the most amazing performances. We wasn't even
Really?
on stage, bro. Like millions of people. And once I started, y'all know back in the day, man, it was beatbox. You know what I'm saying? Once I started this, and I'm getting there, yo, my man, he script, and boom, soon he let go, bro. It was a wrap.
So
It
you
was a
made
wrap.
another cipher
Oh, that was
at the
crazy.
tape. Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that was crazy. But what it did, man, it showed me that for one, um, I mean, it was dope, man. I will say this: I probably would never go to Chicago again during Fourth of July. Right? Never again. I understand why it's called Chirac. So he took me around, and bro. I've heard gunshots all my life, but there were some sounds I've never heard before. Never. Growing up in the Toga, I'd never heard sounds the way I was hearing in Chicago, right? But here's the thing, man. This is something that I want to lead to. So while we're in Chicago, we're in his mom's basement, right? We're in his mom's basement, and we're doing our acceptance speech. So earlier I talked about the elevator pitch, right? We was in his mom's basement rehearsing. It wasn't even rehearsed. Like we actually envision ourselves on stage getting a BET award, a Grammy award, you name it, right? So we come up one by one and we just practicing. It's just, I want to thank God. It was dope, right? It was dope. So Moses, lead us to like what transpired after all of this, right? Because we have all of this happening, and then you make one of the biggest moves of your life when you finally decided to move to Atlanta.
Yeah, because I wanted to be like the biggest rapper in the world, and I had been going back and forth to Atlanta during my military time, and really gaining a lot of contacts and connects, and really just enjoyed the culture of the city. Because what I saw in Atlanta, I didn't really see in Chicago, which was a lot of black wealth. Now you see wealth in Chicago, but it wasn't as much as I saw in Atlanta, and it just felt like this is how it is here. This is how it works. You know what I mean? Like there's an opportunity here for you to excel beyond your wildest dreams. And it just so happened that you could do it through hip hop. You didn't have to conform and do any other thing. And I just had to be here. So by this time, I'm out of the military. I'm in Chicago, and I was back in Chicago. So I'm done with my military, and I was just like, yeah, I've experienced other things. I think I want to continue to do so. I felt like my environment that I was in, I felt like it was just more out there. And so I came to Atlanta to visit. I brought my cousin and I brought my now wife with me because in my head I'm like, yo, I'm probably about to dip. I think I'm about to move back to Atlanta. I think I'm gonna really chase this music thing. I think I could do that. I think I could really do it. And I talked to my mother, and she wasn't on board. She's like, "Oh man, you gonna leave me?" But I went to my pops. I was like, "Dad, I think I want to move to Atlanta, man. I think I'm gonna get up out of here and just do something else, just do something different. My whole family here. I want to be the one person to do something different." And then I had an aunt who moved down here before me, and my dad said, "What you waiting on?"
Mm.
And my pops, man, just had a way with words, man, and I was sold. So I came down here to visit, to kind of feel it out and see if that's what I really wanted to do. I had been here for a minute hanging out. I actually had lived here for a brief period, but I went back to Chicago. And it just felt right, man. So on my way back to Chicago, I was sold. I'm like, bro, I'm out of here. So within, I got home on, I came from Atlanta. I think I got home on a Friday. That following Friday, I was back in Atlanta permanently. And it was just up. I brought my wife with me. I brought my girl with me. She wasn't my wife then, but she had always had dreams and aspirations of coming to Atlanta and going to school. But she had promised her mom that she was going to help her take care of her mom's mother, who was dealing with cancer at the time. So she didn't get her opportunity. So I'm like, yo, I just thought she was just such a great person. I didn't want her to be in that environment that I thought could change the core of who she was, right? So I'm like, yo, I believe we could go do this together. And she, trusted and believed in me enough and believed in herself more than anything that we can make it happen. So I came and we never left, man. So I started as my buddy George. Shout out to George. Now he's my favorite rapper to this day. That's my guy. That's my homeboy. I don't really get into. I do got another favorite rapper who's out there, but that's my favorite. This is my homeboy. He say some stuff sometimes like, yo. George was interning at Warner Brothers Records. The distribution wing was called WEA. He was there. The office had different reps who do what I do now. So you had one from Atlantic Records, you had one from Warner, you had one from Roadrunner, Reprise, Asylum, Atlantic Special Ops. It was just a different experience in just one office. So there was a guy by the name of Kevin Weeks, rest in peace. He told George that he needed an intern. Now, mind you, you're supposed to go to college and do all that. Now, I did go to junior college. That's why I met my wife. I did go there for a couple semesters, but I was in class writing raps. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I know what I want to do. I got to get out of this. Ain't it? So I met her, took her with me, and George hit me. He like, yo, Mo, I know you want to get in the game, bro. My man Kevin, he need an intern. Be up here tomorrow at 12. And he gonna, see, he gonna give you a shot. He gonna see if you good enough or whatever. I'm like, what? Man, I can't. I think I was there like 11:15. Like, I wasn't playing. Like, bro, I'm about to get on. I just felt like it was the opportunity of a lifetime. And Kevin gave me a shot, man. And it was so unofficial, though, because he would be there, then he wouldn't be there. He fired me a bunch of times. I just never left. And he's like, boy, you a resilient dude, man.
Hold on, pause for a minute. Hold on. Somebody need to hear that. Somebody need to hear that. You said he fired you, but you never
a couple times. Nah, because it was like the more I would come up there, I wasn't just helping him no more. So like he'll be gone. So I go to the Atlantic reps. When they gone, I go to the Roadrunner reps. The girl who was in the mailroom, what you need, I help you. And then at the time when ringtones was hot, there was a young lady there who needed some research done as far as the database was concerned, like what was supposed to be in the database. So it was these, bro, I promise you, like, so I had to go through the Warner database, A to Z. And when I tell you the font was probably like 6 font, it was probably like this big, A to Z, you know what I mean? From ABBA or whatever, A to Z. And I had to look at this sheet because the sheet had all of the ringtones. Let's show you how long ago it was. Had all of the ringtones that should have been on this database. But when you go to the database and check, some of the songs wasn't in there. So I would go in there, and my job was to find which ones weren't. So that took me about 2 weeks. So I did that, and the lady was so enamored because that one thing made the company a couple $1 million. Like just going through all of that. And I didn't care what it was. She could have told me to count erasers. I would have did it because I live by the toe in the dough theory, not necessarily the foot. I just need a toe. Just give me any kind of inkling. I'm gonna get in here. So I felt like if I do this well, who knows what else they asked me to do. So I did that. And for you know it, everybody was asking me to do stuff. So Kevin was like, yo, oh man, I need you. Now I'm really his guy. Now I'm going with him to hair shows. I'm going with him to move this. I'm doing this mail outs. Now he looking at me because at one point he didn't even look at me. He just point like, yo, go do this and do that. I ain't care. Whatever you need me to do, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And I just started, man, I was just so hungry, man. Like, I want this. And I did that. I was an unofficial intern. You know, I just made myself. I wasn't getting college credits, nothing, right?
Right.
And then they mess around and fire everybody at the office. And I'm like, yo, even the girl who was letting me in, I didn't have no code. I would call her. She would let me in. They fired her. So I'm like, yo, dang, there go my opportunity. And then my wife, my girl was like, nah, I think you should keep going. Just keep going up there, keep going, And I was like, really? They just fired everybody. Why would they hire me? She's like, nah, just keep going. And then listening to her, when I went back, believe it or not, they was because I hadn't came for a couple of days thinking like, yo, it's over with. They wouldn't hire me, right? Man, I promise you, when I came back, this young lady by the name of Amanda, shout out to Amanda. Amanda was, Moses, I was looking for you. Oh my God. And I went back and I had my mother and my girl, and I was like, yo, it's going to be a time I'm going to come up here. I ain't going to have to call in. I'm going to be able to get in here on my own. That same day, I was coming in the door. She was passing the door and saw me. She turned around and said, oh, Moses, I was looking for you. Listen, there's no promises, but we got like this temporary position. You know what I mean? We just need you to work. I think it was August. We need you to work to October. And that's going to be it. We just got a temporary position. It's not much. We pay you a little bit. I didn't care. Sign me up. I don't care. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm with it, And that turned into, they kept extending it. So when October came, I'm getting nervous. I had a little job at Best Buy at the time. But I want what I want to do. I want to do this. Mm-hmm. So they kept extending me. So I was balancing them both until the second extension. It got to a point I couldn't do Best Buy. I never called Best Buy and told them I quit. They just kind of figured it out. I was just, I just jumped like, okay, enough of that. And I just bet on myself. Like, it was no guarantee that was going to give me a permanent position. So what happened was the guy who's the vice president of the company, he just so happened to come to the office. And he met me. I talked to this dude for a minute, a guy by the name of Jack Klotz. And man, before I knew it, bro, he had told the guy I was working for, Sean, my brother, Sean Rakowski. And Sean started telling me, like, yo, we going to keep extending you till we find a position for you. I'm like, yo, whatever.
And that's so for you drop. Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me butt in real quick for those of you listening. Okay, because apparently you was okay with not being the artist anymore. Right?
Nah, but I was still an artist. That was the thing. My thing was, let me get in here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to let them know I rap. Because I'm right here. I'm in here with an A&R. I could let them know. I my thing was to get in, learn the business.
Yep.
But then sneak the raps in. Because everybody come in and for they talking about, man, I rap. And it's like, get them out of here. It's like, so I just kind of wanted to time it. You know what I mean? So I was still going hard on the raps. But I just found another avenue.
How long did you do the internship without getting paid for?
I think I was there, it might have been 6 months, 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
All right. And then you also had the Best Buy job the whole time?
The whole time. And I would make up all type of excuses. I would make up all type of excuses just to go down and, do the music thing. And the 6 to 8 months was before the temporary. You see what I'm saying? This wasn't.
Yeah.
Then I got paid, right? So yeah, man, I was at Best Buy and I started lowering my hours. I'm like, yo, just take me out the schedule. I got to go do this with my mom. I had all kind of stuff, but I was at the office building the cachet with the people there. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a part of the
making sacrifices, right? And for your wife, sis, for her to stick with you through all of that, right? Because I know the journey, but
she was more about it than me.
Yeah,
like she wouldn't let me stop.
Yeah,
if I was like, man, it ain't, when they going, no, you got to keep going. She was more on it than me. You thought it was her.
Right.
She was working at preschool. She was working at the toll road. She did all type of stuff, man, to support me, man.
Yeah.
So that's why she my wife to this day, man. Because
that's dope,
where you gonna find that at?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention she is beautiful. inside and out. So
Absolutely.
I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it without her, man, because she was on those times where it just got a little gray and murky. She stood tall. She the same way to the same way, bro.
Yeah.
And she just knew because she was with me in Chicago when I was doing shows. She would be in the studio with me. She just saw she wasn't even into rap at all. Like she didn't know nothing about it. But being around me and the people I was around, she started really liking it. Like, man, but you kind of good though. Like I don't even like raps. You know what I mean? And she wasn't the type of girl to really nod her head and stuff, but she was just kind of nod a little bit. And I knew when I was shaking her, like, oh, okay, we doing something.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah, man. So
Yeah.
that turned into, I was there, temporary position. Then I wound up getting hired full time. And I started really getting into the landscape, like, meeting DJs, meeting tastemakers. And one of my mentors, Ken and Kent, a young lady who happened to come in after my first mentor from Atlantic Records. His name is Rick Ross. He would have me do. He was so cool, man. He would just give me so much game. I'd do his mail outs. Then he left and went to another label, and then she came
Not the
and picked
artist Rick
right up.
Ross. Let's clarify that.
Not the
Not
not
the
the artist,
artist.
no.
Not the artist Rick Ross.
Yeah, I was thinking
And
that. I was
she
like, hold
came.
up. That,
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
that for a second. All right.
nah, that's not Rick Ross. He a legend though. He's a great guy. And Cannon's a legend too. Cannon taught me everything, man. She was so selfless and just put me under her coattail, and she put me right in the fire. So while I was doing these internships, I was going to different things. I had worked with Eric Benet at first, but then Cannon came and she put it on 100. Like I'm used to, like, step, step, step. Nah. The first thing she had me, and I'm at a listening party for T.I. and like T.I. there. And I'm like, yo, that's T.I. like right. The boy like right there. Like, yo, I'm just kind of like, yo. She like, yo, snap out of it. Pass some drinks. How cool that? She put me right into it. Right then, before I was on the road with uh, Jaheim, Lupe Fiasco, Flow Rider. She just threw me in the fire, bro, and I had to navigate through it because this is not one of them games where a person really got time to teach you step by step. You have to start noticing it. Okay, she like this. Let me help her with this. Or I know she do this. Let me learn how to do that to take the weight off her. So it started working like that to the point I started thinking like her. And she liked that. So then she started giving me responsibility to like go spots before she got there, make sure the section is this and da da da. And I learned so much about making it happen.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And she helped me with that. And then I had other people like my another mentor, another friend and brother Yancey. He helped me as well because he was on the special ops side of things. So that was more the hard rap. So he had me in there with Gucci Mane. He had me with Plies, all these people, man. And it was just like, yo, this happening. Like, yo, this is really happening. Like, I'm with major label artists.
Mm.
This ain't like somebody just kind of putting this wall up. They let me in. Like, yo, Mo, you gonna ride with me to we gonna go to Savannah, we gonna go to Augusta, we gonna go to Florida, you gonna ride with me. You gonna drive to Jacksonville, you gonna drive to Florida A&M, we gonna go do this. And it's just like, yo, the things just started taking off, and those things really kept me motivated. Although I wasn't making the most money, I was making something. I was just happy to be getting paid to be in the music business, man. And I just never looked back from there.
Man, that's a dope story, man. Yeah. How so from the time that you experienced those initial interactions with like T.I., Jaheim and all of that, when did she identify, all right, let me have you in a more serious role instead of being, I'm not saying under her, but in her, I guess, mentee status? When did she kind of put you in the trajectory of like, all right, I see
Fast. It
I
was fast. It was fast because she would test me with certain stuff, and I would just get it done. She like, yo, you could do this, and she would just have. She would. I mean, bro, like even going on the road with her and knowing how to navigate the road,
yeah.
learning on the spot and just like, oh, okay, I got it. I know what to do. I would see she getting tired, let me drive Cannon so you can work, or, this I would pay attention to the landscape and kind of we would bounce ideas about different things, and she just liked how I thought, and she was such a vital part of those thoughts by shaping like, yo, that's not how you speak when you come in the room with this. When you come in here, just kind of be here, and we talking too much and doing this and doing that, and I was just catching on, and so much so that the artist was like, yo, I like dude, I like dude, he could come, because it was kind of taboo to be bringing extra people. Like artists don't really like that. They like to, go do their work. They barely like to rap, let alone this extra. That's my assistant, intern, whatever you want to call me. They don't like all that. But I was in there doing things that even the artist was impressed with. You know what I'm saying? I would always have the CDs handy, having Sharpies. At the time they had glossies. Those are the pictures, those black and white pictures. I would always have them in tow. I would always have these things where you didn't have to look for it. You know what I mean? Whatever they needed, I was there. And I would have that without her telling me. She'd be looking. I'm like, I already got it. Boom. Oh, she would just see how I would just stay ahead of the thing. She didn't have to tell me everything, because it's not a business where I have time to.
Yeah.
Because she has so much, as looking back and looking at what I do now, it's just so many moving parts, so many things that are real time. This is a 24-hour business. Things shift and shape. Schedules are just paper. Okay, you can have a whole itinerary, and we ain't doing none of that. We're going to do that first. We're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to do this next. Matter of fact, we're going to go out of town. We were supposed to do it in Atlanta, but we're going to go up to Augusta and do it. So these things and how I would adjust. She was just, she felt like, man, I could actually do this, right?
Yeah.
And so I would help her and go out of town with her. For all the other reps from the other labels. So that led to me, helping out at Bruno Mars shows, or, I was meeting other artists that I had never even heard of, right? And then I wound up putting together events and just really stretching me, man. Stuff that I didn't never even know was a part of the business or know that I could do. I started really learning and gaining more and more confidence. And Cannon would let me, so we would do listening parties. So she would let me send out emails, but everybody had to RSVP with me. Send it to him. You know what I mean? Not me. Send it to him, and I will be in charge of the list. And so being in charge of the list, I started meeting people personally. So it got to the point she would be like, look, you blast it out. You got your own email list. And so I was taking those email lists and then meeting other people that they may have not had time to run into, because I'm the young one. I'm kind of, I'm not in a structured environment, so I could do different things. I could go to this party and this party and this party, meet these people, and start really getting contacts for myself, to the point she was starting to ask me like, Moses, yo, send your email blast out so we could get this. And I was doing it for, we had a listening party for B.O.B., Mano, the Day 26. It was just so many, Sean Paul. It was just so many things, man, that just started transpiring, bro. It happens really fast in this business. Once a person feel that you're loyal, number one, but they have that trust in you, things start happening really fast.
Yeah. Let me mention this for those of you that's watching, right? And maybe there's somebody watching that, have aspirations of being an artist in the music industry or being an executive, right? One of the things I'm noticing by listening to you, bro, is that the world sees the entertainer. They see the Beyoncés and the Jeezys and the Rick Ross and all of these people on stage. But there's so many moving parts that allows that to take place, right? There's so many moving parts that allows one audio stream to be downloaded, right? And so just to hear that, it's dope. So let's move forward now. How did you get to Columbia Records, and how did you get the plaque? Let's talk about the plaque, bro. How did you even come on, man? Talk to us. Let's get to that.
Hard work, man. I got to Columbia Records by the work I had did around the Warner time. So a young man that I never worked for, but I worked with during different campaigns when they would come to the city. His name is James Brown, so that's tripped out, right? So JB got a call from a friend of his who was they were formulating the urban department at Columbia. They had revamped it. A lot of people were let go, and they really didn't have a full department. So they was looking to get a team to see if they wanted to start it. So Yancey and JB kind of was going through some names, and my name came up. So this based on what I did 10 years ago. This wasn't even recent. So in this time, I had became a tour manager for an artist by the name of Adrian Marcel. We had been we drove across country. I'm talking about from New York to California and back. We've done this stuff, and that started to fade a little bit. With these ebbs and flows. The songs, we wasn't coming up with new material that was grabbing on like the record that he had, which was called 2 a.m. and it was pretty popular. So that took us all over. So we wasn't really putting out records with the frequency that people were catching on to. So opportunities began to wane a little bit. So I was just kind of at a standstill for a second. Like I don't even know if I want to be in the music business no more. Like I'm kind of burned out, I guess. And I got a call one day, man. And JB was like, "Yo, my man Demetrius looking for somebody in Atlanta. You just gonna be a record service rep. This ain't nothing big. I ain't gonna tell you no job coming from this, but just throw you a little bone. I'm like, bro, in my head, I'm like, he don't know me. They gonna hire me. Like, ain't no way in the world they gonna. It's not. He think it's gonna be. No, they gonna hire me. Like, So I talked to D Demetrius. I call him D. This is like my brother, man. But he gave me a shot, man. We had one conversation. He like, you know what, man? I'm gonna give you a shot, man. Let me see. So he sent me a Juicy J record, and it's just been up from there, bro. Like I wound up getting hired full time within I think it's like 2 years. I was a consultant for 2 years, right? So that was basically me being involved, but without no benefits or nothing. I wasn't really an official Columbia Records employee, but again, man, I'm the toe in the dough dude.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just got on, like I didn't know nobody I was calling. I was literally cold calling stations. Like, yo, this is my name. I had a Gmail. Nobody has a Gmail that's in the business talking about sending records and stuff. And I was really building nobody. I'm talking about sight unseen. I'm the new rep for Columbia in Atlanta. Boom, 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 boom. Hit me at Gmail, and just building rapport with people, bro. I was getting records played, man. Like I was making it happen. At the time, I really didn't know how to do it per se, but I started figuring it out in the inner workings. Had some great mentors like D, my brother Tony Wallace, my man Reza, Garnett March. They really, really started molding me, bro, and my confidence started going through the roof. And they started saying, like, bro, you can really do this, because what you'll learn about promotion, it's a fraternity, bro. It's not a lot of new people in this game. They don't do that. You know what I mean? It's a real big family, and it's a way that it's done. It's a real, as they say, it's a contact sport, because you really got to get out here. You're the everything. You're the promotion manager. You're the tour manager. You could be a promoter. You got to put together. You might have to type up a press release. You might have to type up something that you might have to make a bio. You might have to burn CDs. You might have to do all these things, because your job is basically enlightening people to some new product. And we all know how hard that may be. I don't care if you're selling cologne, cars. It takes a great deal of knowing where to put things to make it pop. So like everybody we work with wasn't just a rap artist. So what do you do with an R&B artist? You have to know the channels to work those things. So I'm one of those people that has to figure that out, so we can make enough of an impact to get people to care about an artist. That not only the song, but to get you to care about the artist. So if that take a listening party, a meet and greet, doing something with a blog to where it's more personal, interviews, different things like that. Going to barbershops, performing at a high school, performing at a college, performing at a club. Maybe it's a popping clothing store, making an appearance at a clothing store. It's like a campaign. You almost like a campaign manager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just knowing what to say, knowing how to present yourself to whereas the people that you're presenting this artist to want to gravitate toward them and be able to go and purchase or stream. It wasn't many streams it wasn't streams at the time, but go and purchase a product from this person, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a fun job, bro, because it's creative. It's limitless.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could do to create that awareness, right? So that we with go ahead, my fault.
No. I was just going to ask. It sounded like you put your energy more towards the inner workings of the business side, and I don't know if I missed it, but you put less energy in your initial dream of being a rapper. So what was the defining moment that said, "Hey, all right, I'm gonna focus more on this back end stuff instead of trying to be in front of the camera"?
Rappers started disappearing, man. Like I saw more executives last longer in the game than rappers.
Say it again, bro. Say it again.
It was like the rappers was like coming and going, right? So like, you know, I had a chance to see the Mike Jones wave, the Paul Wall, and all of that. And then that was wave was gone. You know, it's like these things were just, I'm like, yo, like it just don't seem like people stick around long on that end. And as I got older, I wasn't cool with that level of exposure. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to be all out all times of the night. You know, sometimes I want to go home and just be with the family. But as an artist, bro, I think artists have a somewhat of a thankless job because they deal with so much, bro. So you think about it, right? You go on a tour. Say it's a tour. This tour is like 2 months. Say it starts in September and in October, November. They're working every day, 24 hours a day. Every day. Like you like dog tired. And I really learned it when I was on tour as a tour manager. So you say, for instance, you come to Atlanta. As soon as you hit Atlanta, you gotta do morning radio, you gotta do afternoon radio. You might have an interview in the middle. You might have a meet and greet in the middle. You might have after time go to do an in-store for your product at a record store. You gotta sit there for 2 or 3 hours. You gotta answer questions. You gotta take pictures. Then you gotta do night radio. Then you might have a broadcast that you gotta do of some sort. Maybe you gotta go to TV. Maybe you gotta go to the news. Do you do that? Then, like, we ain't talking about eating or nothing. We on the go. We just going, right? Then you might have a show at night. Then you gotta do the show. Now, mind you, you ain't never sat down. You hit the city at 5 this morning. You've been going ever since. So now it's 10 o'clock. Now you gotta do a show. Then you do a show for an hour. Now you gotta go to the club. Okay? Then you gotta go to the club and make sure, and all this time making sure you are happy and smiling and making sure you're presentable to people. And people don't want to hear nothing about you tired. I'll pay my ticket. But bro, I've been working. Now think about it, that's one day. So you doing that for 3 months, man. Straight.
Wow.
You just going and going. So you gotta keep people don't you lose the human part of you as an artist. You become people's product. What they want you to be. So a person to me, oh, he was all stuck up. Lady, I ain't slept in 2 days. You wanted me to smile for a picture. I ain't have it in me. I took the picture. But you ain't like the way I smile. You ain't got to look like that. Or, man, he was cool, man. He really, but on the inside, I just really want you to get away from me because I'm really tired. I'm really kind of, people been pushing me all day to go. And the rep like, man, we got one more thing to do. Can you do this drop for me, man? And the drop be a whole paper full of stuff. All the while you just came from radio. You doing other drops. You doing a phoner. So now you just left radio, but the radio in Chattanooga want to talk to you. You know what I mean? You in Atlanta, but you in the market. You ain't gonna drive to Chattanooga today, but they want to get you because they ain't gonna be available Wednesday. So you in this region, so you gonna hit the whole region. So not only do you have to do this in Atlanta, You gotta go to Augusta and do it. You gotta go to Savannah and do it. You gotta go to Huntsville and do it. You gotta go to Columbus to do it. You gotta go to when I say Chattanooga and do it. You gotta go to
Macon.
Birmingham to do it. You gotta go to Macon to do it. You gotta, and this is just going for months and months and months, and all that for people to be like, man, I don't even like dude no more. He done. And I was seeing that, like, bro, they could just, people treat you so disposable when these songs got them through some of the most trying times in their life, or these songs that you wrote with your heart and soul, and people loved it. Then it's just like you just like gum under the desk.
That's crazy, man.
And it's just like,
think about relationships, though, bro. Like, the media is quick to talk about this artist marriage that failed, but think about that, bro. Think about what you just talked about, right? Think about somebody.
And you gotta know, this is not basketball.
Yeah,
this ain't football where it's 16 weeks. So say you stay hot, you just keep going and going and going and go. So say a 10-year career of that, going. So not only did you go to the club, the radio, now you gotta go to the studio. After the club, maybe after the club, right before the club, and you need to go there because the label on you like, bro, we need the product. We need you to make records and records. Okay, so you go in there and make records. They don't like it. They got to keep going. These damaging things. So like you said, the family. You ain't seen your family. You bring your family on the road, but they don't have to do that. They don't want to be. They come on the road. They get burned out looking at you like, wow, you got to do this and this and this and this. Then you start dealing with, okay, you have family members that call. You used to be available all the time. Now you ain't so available. You too busy. How you too busy for your uncle, man? You know what I mean? I'm the reason you start rapping. Then you're dealing with these internal problems. Your girl mad. You know what I mean? Your kids ain't seen you. Have you had those? You ain't been back in the neighborhood. So everything you do is compounded by 100 because they feel as though, boy, you acted different. Why you acting like you ain't one of us? It's just, I didn't want all that. And then you being exposed, they gonna see you all the time. And now they got all these blogs and tabloids, and now you gotta be online. You gotta save face. You gotta smile. I just love the art, bro.
You can walk in places, right, and still be cool. Like, we done went out to eat, and you know what I mean? People ain't running up to you asking for an autograph, but it's only because they don't know what it is that you do, right?
Exactly. But if they did know that,
yeah, or you sitting front floor at the Hawks game, right? Right at the what you call those seats, man? Courtside.
The four seats, courtside.
Yeah. So you sitting courtside, but nobody's running down to you to be like, "Yo, can you?" Because they don't know what you do. You just, hey, he just a normal guy that got
and let you be like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't. It's never no, because this is the best day of their life.
Right.
Think about that. They ain't gonna have this time to see you again. But even for you, it's like, bro, how many other times could I adhere to before I burn out? I don't want to sign no autographs right now, man. Not only do you doing phoners on the go, so then I reach in the back seat and grab the glossies or CDs, bro. Here go 100 CDs. I need you to sign these 100 CDs. And it's just a never ending thing.
Yeah.
Just for people to kind of dispose of you and be like, all right, we done with that. Man. You just sacrificed all that to probably make it, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just like, I love the art, bro. I wasn't in it for all that. You know what I mean? And I felt like I was going to be popular and that was going to ruin me. Like, like you said, I'm a low key type of dude. You know what I mean? I just like to be available to help people and live out their dreams. And I ain't
yeah.
I don't got to be in the front.
I remember some conversations, man, and it's crazy that I still remember the one thing you said you feared.
What was that?
Success.
Yeah, that was a thing. I don't fear it no more, but that type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just having to be something for so many people.
Yeah.
It's really trying on you. You know what I mean? I think I'm successful. I didn't have the music success, but you
No, you
still
do.
deal
You
with
do.
a no. But I'm saying like songs or putting out
Got you.
songs or whatever.
Got you. Got
But
you.
you still can deal with the stuff that come with like being an artist because you got to think, man. And I had to come to this realization. I feel like I'm Moses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get caught up in titles, but I have to think about that little kid on the south side and what I would have thought meeting a guy who worked at a record label. You know what I mean? How when you think about the TV in front of you, right? The TV right there, but getting there seems so far away. Getting on TV, you looking at the TV, man, just getting on that just seemed like miles away. Imagine when you get on there.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what people feel like from your neighborhood, man. How you do that? Like, how did you do that, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to keep in mind, bro, that like I tell people, driving don't get less dangerous because you've been doing it for 15 years. You know what I mean? These things still have a major impact on your
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
when they
So
see you come from these places.
what I like, I want to capture this moment when you said for somebody who's aspiring to be like you, right? What would you say to your younger self or to the person who may see this? What what parting words would you want to share with them for them to have that motivation or even that courage to take this step to go to a whole different city that they're not familiar with to go chase their dream?
What my dad used to tell me: if you got a dream, you got to go get it. Nothing come to what do you say? Nothing come to a sleeper but a dream.
Mm.
And this a job, not a dream. Get out of dreamland. The quicker you can get out of dreamland, you will last long. Now, the dream is cool when you meet a lot of people that you admire, that you thought you would never. Well, I ain't gonna say you thought you would never, but you will see people that you admire. It's like, yo, that's what's up. That's dope. But they human too.
Mm.
Like, remember that you're just as powerful as these people. Just remember that you're just those people you looking at. You can be those people. And don't look at me and marvel at all. You could do this too. You
Mm.
could do it.
Yeah.
And then feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah, you're gonna be nervous. Yeah, you're gonna feel like it's impossible and all that, and then it's not. You doing it for you know it's like, dang, I thought like I look at what I've done in my career, like, dang, I done all that just from my cousin picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, just you can do this. I'm not, you know, I'm not as I don't want to say I'm not special. We all special. I think we all are special, right? So I don't want to say that, but not so special that you look at me and be like, dog, I can't. He the only one could. No, you could do this. You gonna work some though. Get rid of your
Yeah.
ego.
Mm.
Got to get rid of your ego, bro, because it's gonna be some bruising times. But the goal has to be number one to be in the position that you see yourself. You can really do this. So telling my young self, yo, don't be afraid of success. You could do this. And you could do it in a way where you're comfortable doing it. You don't have
Mm.
to conform and follow trends. You know, there's a way that you can accomplish these things to the maximum capability your way. Now, there are rules to the game. You know, Michael Jordan changed the game, but he still get called for traveling if he take, too many steps, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you do have to understand the rules of the game, but you don't have to follow people necessarily to make things happen. You can do this, and you will do it.
That's
It's
some
not
hype.
about trying. It's not about, and like James Ingram told me, rest in peace. Take try out of your vocabulary because you put hurdles in front of you that wasn't even there. When you
Mm.
send prayers up, when you send prayers up to God, you got to know it's coming.
Mm.
I don't have no hope. A lot of our people love that hope word. I don't have no hope. It's coming to me. I know it's coming, and I just
That,
move like it's coming.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So what you been praying on lately to be able to cast a vision of what your 1 year, your 5 year goals? What's coming to you in these next couple years?
In the next couple of years, I definitely look to be more into real estate development. I'm also working on a home decor business, making different, things for your home. I'm just passionate about art and creation. and also being more of a beacon for people in the city environments to know that they can to accomplish the things that they see in their mind. You don't have to conform and do anything. And you are the odd.
Yeah.
You know, they always say 1 in a million. You 1 in a million. You got to think about how you even came here. You know, the process of a baby being born, you was the one. And you are the one. You are the one. So what I see is doing that, and also working at creating a talent agency, so I could be able to take people from different ethnicities and help them get into the business and exhibit their gifts as well. So that's from film to, you know, writing copy, acting, singing, directing, you know, digital space, content creation, being able to get in bed with these companies and give their perspectives to help inspire others. My biggest mission is to inspire others. Again, letting them know that what you want to accomplish, you can accomplish. Because you got to think, man, being in the music business, I'm in the NBA of the music business, man. This the top. This ain't, you know, this ain't small time. This big time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm in the big time. You can do that too. So that's what's coming. So I got my agency coming, my home decor business, and real estate development, and being able to pass those gifts on to my children and other children and young adults to let them know, hey, there's another way. You don't just have to do sports. If you want to do that, that's cool too. But you got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to really dedicate, and like Dominique mentioned earlier, you got to sacrifice, man. It ain't gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy, but the last thing I'm gonna say is hard. Hard just means it's gonna take a little bit more time. It don't mean it's impossible. It don't mean you can't do it. Hard just mean you ain't gonna do it real quick. So we look at these things and we say it's hard, and that make people start. No, hard just means it's gonna take a few more minutes. And watch your self speech. You know, these two ears hear you better than anybody. So speak life into yourself.
You're dropping some bombs.
And you wish your goals. You know what I mean? You will do that. It's not, don't have no hope. When you pray to God, know that that's coming, you know?
Hey, man, can't get no better.
You know where I know it's coming? You know where I know it's coming? Yo, you coming back on the podcast in a couple years to share how you made this come to fruition. How you just, let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Listen, y'all.
And then another thing I'm hearing with my two ears is that you're going to be at the Forte experience when we bring it to Atlanta in November. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, man. Hey, y'all.
Yes, sir.
This was the longest one we've done.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I was long-winded. I'm sorry, man.
No. This is good content. This is good content.
No, this is great. What I'm saying is, like, we've given the world the opportunity just to get a tidbit of our normal conversations. And here's the thing. We don't even talk about music. You know what I'm saying? So we won't even talk about music, but we're going to get this chess game in, though. Looking forward to that this week. We're going to get this chess game in. Randall, we got to get you on the chessboard, bro. We got to teach you how to play the game.
Yo, let me run them spades, yo. Let me run them spades.
I don't want to talk about that. We're not even going to talk about that. We're not even going to talk about that. But listen, y'all, let's give it up for my brother, Moses Davis, for coming through the Forte podcast today, you all.
Thank you, God. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, so, bro, we appreciate you. Hold tight, bro. Hold tight. Bro, so let's close us out, man, with what people can do to get their tickets, man. Talk to them.
www.theforteexperience.com is where you can get your tickets to the Forte Experience, an all-white rooftop affair, an elegant networking party. You don't want to miss out. I'll meet you there because I'm coming with the understanding you know what you're going to enjoy. You know what you're going to miss out if you're not there. So come on out and get your tickets today. Early birds on sale right now. www.theforteexperience.com. See you there.
Hey, also go to the Forte community on Facebook and Instagram, the Forte community. Go follow, go share, and you're going to get more fire content just like today. We out of here.